Okay, we're talking about the shoulder row. I'm going to talk about positioning first. Uh, Totally depending on how much resistance you're working with, how much is pulling you forward, will dictate how you're standing during this exercise. So we need to make sure that we have our big three all the time. So the hardest part here, or the worst habit I see, is as the resistance gets higher and higher, pulling you forward, people tend to lean backwards, okay, against the resistance. Thing is, your body is programmed to know that that's a very unstable position, because should anything let go there, then you'll fall backwards. So it's not really a good way to find a good center of gravity in your feet. Not only that, but when you lean backwards, it's very hard to get the right amount of weight into your heels. So what you want is you want your spine straight up and down, and relative to the weight that's being pulled, the resistance that's pulling forward is how much you squat. The more resistance you're working with, the more you squat straight down, and you'll see that as you squat, it actually centers, it adjusts the center of gravity in your feet very well, and you'll actually be able to pull a lot more. In this drill, everything else stays the same, neutral spine, TVA, engaged. All you're trying to do here is touch your shoulder blades together without really actively bending your elbows. Your elbow will bend on its own a little bit, and it should, because that clears the tendon in your shoulder, but you don't want to actively pull at all. Okay, for a lot of people, as soon as they're trying to pull their shoulder blades together, their elbows actively bend right away. Okay, so just let your arms be relaxed and don't force them locked straight, because that's going to compress the tendon in your shoulder. So it's just pull your shoulder blades back together as far as you can until you feel them connected. Just drop that for a second. Let's face this way. And a lot of times when people pull their shoulder blades back together, you'll really feel them up here connecting together. I want you to also try, because your shoulder blade is wide like this, try and think about pulling the lower part of your shoulder blade together as well. You're not going to feel them come together the same way because they're going to be connected here before they are there, but it's important that you try and feel the entire shoulder blade on both sides trying to work towards each other. Okay? Then when you relax, you can reach forward like this. What's really important is you can round this way, but I don't want you to round your spine. As you relax, you don't want to be reaching forward this way. Okay? It's going to take you out of neutral spine. It's going to do a bunch of other stuff. So keep your chest out, spine nice and straight. Just pull your shoulder blades together and then relax. If you find that even with just a little bit of weight, you have a really hard time getting your shoulder blades together, practice this without any resistance to start with. And just, practice it every day. It's a neurological programming thing. It's teaching your nervous system how to do it properly, so you can practice it every day. Once you start working with resistance, then you have to follow the prescribed, sets and reps and days of the week, that sort of stuff. Okay?